I have a confession to make. I own a lot of movies, as you might have guessed, but I actually own quite a few movies that I have never seen before. Yes, and before you come at me in the comments asking why do I own them, sometimes the art gets you, just like back in the day at the video rental store. Sometimes the premise sounds awesome. Sometimes somebody recommended them to me. And sometimes you get caught up in the moment and you just got to have that movie. But I almost never buy a movie that I'm not genuinely interested in and that I'm going to watch. And if I don't like it, it goes right back out of my collection. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to recommend some cult films to you. Some of them I've seen, some of them kinda, and some of them I have never seen before. But all of them deserve a little bit of attention. And if you've seen any of these, drop me a line in the comments and tell me what I'm in for, because that is what we do here. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. Alright, so before we get going, we're going to talk about a few that I have seen, one that needs no introduction, and some of these I wouldn't have gotten probably if I wasn't subscribed into it. Let's just say that. But we're going to check them all out. Now, the first one that needs no introduction is not that one. It is Roadhouse. Now, this was a new limited edition set, so I picked it up. If Roadhouse comes out, I'm usually going to get it. So I did grab that one. And then there is the VSU line that I am committed to for some very personal reasons, and they're cool. And this one is Explorers. Now, this is a Joe Dante film. River Phoenix, Ethan Hawke as kids. They build a spaceship. I saw this as a kid. I've probably not seen this in 25 or more years. I remember bits and pieces because my brother watched it so much. There's a lot of excitement that kind of fizzles out towards the end, maybe just a little bit, and gets strange. But definitely worth checking out, especially on a 4K like this. So Explorers, I have seen. And then there is Walter Hill's Southern Comfort. Now, this was a blind buy for me last year, and I had to get the new limited edition set of this as well, because this is a Walter Hill film. Keith Carradine, Powers Booth, National Guard soldiers hunted through the Louisiana Bayou by Cajun locals who they've made the catastrophic sort of mistake of angering in a joke gone bad. Let's just say that. This one is what sort of serves as the proof of concept for a list like this, because sometimes you find a movie you're not expecting when you buy something you've never seen, and it makes that all worth it. Makes all the risk worth it when you get the reward. Southern Comfort is definitely one of those. It's kind of a proof of concept for this story right here in the video that we're telling. And then there's another one more that I have seen, kind of, because this is The Mangler. And The Mangler on 4K is a Stephen King adaptation directed by Tobe Hooper with Robert Englund starring in it. And this is about a demonic industrial laundry machine that's sort of possessed by the devil. And the reason I say that I've kind of seen this, you got all the star power of the world. You got Robert Englund, Tobe Hooper, a Stephen King story. The story is really good. I've read it before, listened to it on Audible. But I saw this on a double date when I was 16 years old, and let's just say my concentration was divided. So I didn't really see it because I was 16 and on a date. And it has been that long, and we won't talk about how long that has actually been. But The Mangler, you got Tobe Hooper, Stephen King story, Robert Englund. Not a lot of risk there. Now it's time for the fun part, and this is why I'm in hiding under my degausser vinegar syndrome stuff. And I am a little ashamed to say that I haven't seen some of these movies, and I'm ashamed to say that some of these I have got in my collection now, and I almost know for certain they're probably not going to stay here. Let's start with one that I'm really excited about watching. It's 1997's Night Watch, and this has got Ewan McGregor as a law student who takes a night watchman job at a city morgue. All right, you also have Nick Nolte in this playing a detective investigating murders. Josh Brolin in an earlier role for him. I mean, not super, super early because it's like, what, 13 years or 14 years, something after Goonies, so it's not super, super early. But you got Josh Brolin in here, and you have the same director who made the original Danish version of this film. So I'm shocked that I haven't seen it, especially with Josh Brolin, Nick Nolte in it, and then Ewan McGregor. So my working theory is that this kind of got lost in like the mid-90s thrillers. There's so many coming out in that time. So you've got like, you know, Silence of the Lambs around then. You've got serial killer movies, all of that. So maybe it just didn't cross over in translation, but I am looking forward to checking it out. This one I'm a little more confident in. So I'm going in blind, and I'll report back. And then there is The Terror Train from 1980. And this is Jamie Lee Curtis post-Halloween, pre-Trading Places, so she hadn't taken her top off yet. The woman was in her prime Scream Queen era during this time. And Terror Train is a slasher set on New Year's Eve on a costume party train where someone is killing the partygoers. Now, I know very little else about it. I'm actually going to watch this today. I'm going to be reviewing it on my Patreon because this is a new 4K, and I've heard mixed reviews about it as quality and the quality of the movie, so I'm interested. There's also, I hear David Copperfield makes an appearance in this movie. Maybe that makes it a little bit magical. I don't know. The description alone, though, made it worth me picking up. I'm in for horror that I haven't seen because that's hard for me to find sometimes. But Jamie Lee Curtis in a slasher movie on a moving train, New Year's party costumes. Should have probably watched this 30 years ago, but I'm going to check out Terror Train. And then there's one that I swear I've seen, but I just cannot remember it at all. It's 1980s, another 1980, Death Ship. And I picked this one up because this one is doing its own work with its insanity. And this isn't Ghost Ship, though it shares some similarities with the 1990s Dark Castle Ghost Ship movie. You have a haunted, like, Nazi torture ship that travels the ocean, you know, as a ghost ship, basically. No crew, lures in passing ships to their destruction so it can feed on their survivors. You got George Kennedy, you got Richard Crenna, you know, Troutman in here. This is Canadian production. I hear that it's shot on an actual ship. I swear I've seen this. Maybe I've just seen it talked about in documentaries. I grabbed it, though, because either that premise pulls you in. There's something about ghost ships and the stories of ghost ships that always kind of pulls me in. So it's either going to pull you in or you're going to feel like you have no interest in it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to watch it. I am almost certain this one will stay in my collection. It's got a hell of a cult reputation to it. It's got strong actors in it. And, I mean, come on. It's on a real location. Those actors, George Kennedy, Richard Crenna, I'm in. Again, I will board this ship and let you know how it goes. And then there is one that needs a little context. This is 1974's The Ghost Galleon. So I'm told before I can talk about this movie, I have to talk about The Blind Dead. So I made some notes over here because I've never seen The Blind Dead. And I think this is like some sort of part of a trio of films. I'm not sure. But this is like a monster concept. A Spanish filmmaker made a series of films in the 70s built around one single concept, and that is the medieval Knights Templar, who were executed for practicing black magic, were resurrected centuries later as zombie knights. And apparently they're blind. I don't know. They can't see. They navigate by sound, from what I'm told. They ride skeletal horses. They move slowly, and it is super atmospheric and terrifying. So I think this is part of that. The Blind Dead has like maybe 3 or 4 films in it, depending on where you look. Return of the Blind Dead, Tombs of the Blind Dead, and then I think the Ghost Galleon is part of that. So I'm like, whoa, this is another ghost ship. We've got Knights Templar. I taught history. This is super cool. Let me take a shot on this. So the concept alone sold me on it, and then it started being sold out fast, and I was like, well, I'm interested. I better grab it. So the Ghost Galleon is another scary ship that I'm going to have to board and see if it's worth staying in the collection, see if it's earned its cult horror status. So I'm going to check it out. Now, I'm going to be honest, these next two, I do not have a lot of faith that I will end up enjoying or keeping because they're just not my type of films. One of them is Macabre, and this is a Lamberto Bava film, I believe, and I'm just not really big into Italian-style gross-out horror. I mean, I love a few Italian horror films. I love Demons 1, Demons 2, Cemetery Man. I do love some Italian horror, but I'm not the biggest overall into Italian horror. But I got this as part of my subscription, so I'm going to check it out. I know absolutely nothing about it, but I do not have high confidence that this one is going to be for me. And the next one I am almost positive is not for me, but maybe it's for you. You guys tell me in the comments, you know, if I'm being steered wrong on these. But just know, not the biggest Italian horror fan, not the biggest foreign film fan overall. I'm not really into J-horror a lot. I'm not into Asian horror films. So that's where this next one is probably going to cause a problem for me. It's 1982's The Human Lanterns, and I don't even think I can show you this whole thing. Let's turn it this way. Where it's nice, and I don't even know if that's safe either. Look, take my word, it's The Human Lanterns. We're gonna hold it like this because I can't tell you what you can see. This is a Shaw Brothers film, and there's a few Shaw Brothers films that I like. The Shaw Scares box had some interesting stuff, but this is a Hong Kong studio, and I'm just not overall into these as a whole, and I just feel like they've been a glut on the market. There's been so many of them from every distributor and so many releases. But the premise of this that I looked up, it's a craftsman creates lanterns from human skin. And so, like, you're going to have body horror, gross out horror, that Shaw Brothers aesthetic that's usually like a bunch of really like lush colors and elaborate, you know, over-the-top costumes and set designs. A lot of physical performance that tries to carry the day. Stuff like that. It's going to be cool, but it's also probably going to be gross out and disgusting and weird and kind of cheesy too. So this one I will watch. I commit to watching everything, but I have a stack of stuff that's on its way out, and I could see this one following suit. But you guys let me know if I'm way off base. I will check it out, but I don't think this one's probably going to end up being for me. Maybe it's for you, though, so it's on here. All right, now we get some good old 80s American-made horror cheese with 1984's Fatal Games. I think I grabbed it. Yeah, Fatal Games. Fatal Games is a fun, like, slasher. I haven't seen this, but I actually did know the lead actress one of the lead actresses who just passed away, Sally Kirkland, in this movie in real life. And I had never seen this film, but you have a slasher that's set around an athletic training facility where a killer is targeting student athletes. So the weapon of choice in this is hilarious, though. It's a javelin, apparently, and the killer is taking people out with a javelin. Yes, that's all you need to sit with to think about this one. A slasher film. It's, you know, doesn't have a knife or anything like that. It's got a javelin. The logistics of stalking someone and taking them out with a javelin, I'm interested to see here. This is completely ridiculous as a premise. Something you would expect from Vinegar Syndrome. A nice 80s American-made B-horror movie, straight-to-video type thing. That's what I'm into when it comes to lost cult hits like this. So I'm going to check out Fatal Games. And then I also grabbed Evil Laugh. And this is another slasher film that I know absolutely nothing about whatsoever. And this feels more like it's your whole, like, college kind of thing. The artwork is absolutely cool. This is another American horror film, so I am in these 80s straight-to-video stuff that I found in the mom-and-pop video rental stores back in the day. That's what Vinegar Syndrome, Degauser Video, a lot of these boutique labels that are restoring stuff, putting it out, they keep that time period alive, and that's what I'm all about. Taking a ride with something like Evil Laugh. Hell, if that artwork doesn't sell you alone, I don't know what will. It looks like a lot of fun. Look at that. I mean, come on. We got a knife. We got, looks like Death himself coming to get him. I mean, how can you not love Evil Laugh? All right, so there you go. Look, Southern Comfort, high recommend. Go watch this one tonight. Roadhouse needs no introduction. You know all about that one. This is a Walter Hill hidden gem nobody talks about. The Explorers, Mangler, those are 80s and 90s perfect fit video rental store. You're going to be okay with those. I'm going to go back. Those have no chance of leaving my collection. But the others that I haven't seen, I'm pretty confident in Terror Train, Death Ship, probably even, you know, Ghost Galleon, Fatal Games, Evil Laugh. That kind of stuff is like right up my alley. But Human Lanterns and stuff like that, probably not so much. But hey, all these are worth digging into. You never know what you might find that you might love, and that is part of the fun, and that keeps the old school days alive, and that is absolutely awesome. You get it, you commit to it, just like renting a video, except for this is yours, and if you don't like it, you can sell it on the internet. But that's what I got for you today. Just a fun little look. And yeah, I hadn't seen them all. So I haven't seen everything, and that's all right. But that's what I got for you this time. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. A little fun, different video here today. And if you want to help support what we're doing a little bit more, join my Patreon. Link down there in the description. You'll get full in-depth reviews of all this kind of stuff back there. Looks at my filmmaking, all of that, members only videos, behind the scenes photos, all kinds of fun stuff over there, and it all helps the channel. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.